Hello everyone, and welcome to the Speculative Wildlife Research Center. Not long ago, this channel reached 6,000 subs, and I'm super happy to see how much support this channel has gotten over the couple years it has been running. And to celebrate, here's a special episode looking at your art, the prompt I gave you being anything we haven't seen in our episodes, including interactions, variants, or any other thing of the type. So million thanks to all of you who sent something, and to all who keep tuning in to see our reimaginings. Here's to all of you, and now let's get to the good part. So to begin with a fun one, gems from our Steven Universe episode. In that episode I based the design on garnet, scientifically speaking the coolest gem in the show. But these artworks here give us a look at some of the gems we didn't see, including Amethyst, Pearl, Sapphire and Ruby by Obnoxious, and Peridot and Lapis by Metasonic08. An awesome look at the main cast of the show, appropriately inhuman and otherworldly compared to their canon looks. Following up, here's a nice selection of Primates by Digital Slot, including a giant and a Bigfoot, but also a bunch of Ululats hanging out like good boys, and even a Yeti, the last of which is very confused at his phylogenetic closeness to the Nutcracker monkey, from one of our holiday seasons. Yes, a bunch of good citizens right here. Let's now take a look at the owl bird redesign from Metasonic. In the original episode I simply gave an owl hands, which seriously, what was I thinking? But this one has much more accurate front limbs based on the bone structure of an actual bird. And while I ended up retconning my own into a monotrim related to griffons, this one works excellently as well. And here, by Obnoxious, is a drawing based on the game Sonic Generations, showing our redesign of Sonic as the modern version of the character, and a baby Sonic as the retro one. Aren't they cute? Now onto a few interesting interactions. We've had a few episodes on Helluva Boss characters, one on imps, one on Stolas, but we never got to see what they look like together like they do in the show. So here they are now, as presented by Shattered Reality. Quite a charming and loving couple those two. But not all interactions are this wholesome, as we can see with this monstrous thing, a giant, or Homo gigas, that has been infected by the fungus Titanomyces emiri and turned into an absolutely massive and terrifying mound of flesh. Next up is Oggy, from the animated show Oggy and the Cockroaches, suffering from the early stages of Garfield disease, one of my favorite episodes on the channel. I wonder how many cartoon cats have caught this disease, and what kind of horror could spring from them being left unchecked. And you know who is afraid of cats? Creepers! This one, also by Metasonic, saw a Garfield-infected cat and was, very clearly, not at all amused by the experience. Now, our channel has featured not only earthly creatures, but all sorts of heroes and aliens. So here's a few of them. First up, what happens when two of the most famous superheroes, Superman and Goku, meet? Shattered Reality here will tell you they fight each other, and Obnoxious will see them fight together. This is probably the obligatory fight before the team-up that happens so often with these lads. Yet, not all aliens are as reasonable, as seen in this drawing by Freeboy, where two space conquerors, a Viltrumite and a Ghidorah, find themselves in a fierce battle for dominion. And finally, here's this awesome illustrated list of all the different universes in which our creatures live, by Sorking211. Included are the main universe where most of our creatures and characters live, and which is, for practical purposes, intended to exist mostly in the same way our world does. Also seen are the original project universes, such as the worlds of vampires and dragons, and the fantasy and Mario universes. And of course, the alternate dimensions that exist in these verses and which are going to get pretty crazy pretty soon. So there you go, A bunch of awesome artworks done by you guys and based on our episodes. I've mentioned this before, but it's absolutely amazing to see how these videos inspire other artists to do such cool stuff. It's always awesome to see what ideas spring from the episodes we make, and I'm glad such a cool community has been brought together by this random channel. Of course, here's a huge thank you to everyone who keeps supporting our channel by tuning in week after week, giving your feedback and ideas, sending drawings, and even joining our Patreon. It is seeing you guys here that gives me the motivation to keep the channel going, so a million thanks to all of you. I hope you've been enjoying our videos and are ready to see all the crazy stuff that's still coming to the channel. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time on the Speculative Wildlife Research Center.